No. Why can't I get this right? Oh my gosh. Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's your favourite diasporan babe, Jane and Jane. So nice you got to say it twice, just hearing hello. So in today's video, we're actually doing a sit down one. We haven't done one in ages. And that's all because of the Content Hub Studios. They have an amazing setup here. They have lights, they've got food, they've got drinks, they've got snacks, they've got all the lighting, they've got great props as well. Like, I've had a full content day, so please go over to my Instagram at janeandjhane and see the new videos and pictures that I've put on my Instagram. So again, shout out the Content Hub for this amazing setup. So in today's video, it's long overdue. Honestly, I keep telling myself I need to get out of my head and create, and Shez made it happen because today I just messaged her and I said, listen, I need to do content, and she was like, bet, I've got the studio for you. Today we are doing girl chat. I put this up on my Instagram literally like 2 months ago. I'm sorry. I know I was meant to do this ages ago, but there's no time better than the present. So we're gonna do our girl chat. I popped a question box on my Instagram stories and I just asked the girls to put in some dilemmas and questions, something you want me to talk about. I was gonna call this kind of girl chat gin and gist with Jane and Jane, but unfortunately I have no gin. But it's still gonna be called gin and gist because I love to gist, and it's with me, your girl Jane and Jane. So here we go. One of the first questions I got was from my best friend, and the thing is, I think people forget I can actually see who sent the questions. But my best friend was like, why is Saki your best friend and why do you think she's amazing? My girlfriends are absolutely amazing, and I love the fact that I have very different friends. Like no one friend is the same, and they all pour into me very differently because of who they are. And with Saki, I love her because she is, you always get the unexpected with Saki. She's very spontaneous. She's also very business driven. Like, she's so business minded. She has an amazing candle line. Unfortunately I couldn't get it in here, but she has an amazing candle line, Puja Home. Please follow her on Instagram and TikTok on Puja Home. I'll pop the discount code that I have that you can get 15% off your order, TJT15. Saki's an absolutely amazing friend. She pours into every single friend that she has, and she's authentically and genuinely herself. Now sometimes that can get rubbed the wrong way because not everybody's going to be a cup of tea, but I love eccentric people. Again, because she's so spontaneous, you'll never ever think she's going to do something, but she's going to do it because you'll be like, that's something Saki would do. We are very different people, and sometimes I think that's the best because we come from different backgrounds, but we can come from like the same environment, and the things that she's been through, I can relate because there's some things that I've also been through, and we have common interests. And one thing about me and Saki, we are going to laugh. We are going to laugh. Like, with all my friends, I can wholeheartedly say we laugh like tears, absolute tears. And she will never judge me. Like, the friends that I have close to my heart, none of them will ever judge me for who I am, what I've done, my past, my present, whatever my future may be. And they're all very supportive, and that's one of the best traits of Saki. Sometimes to a fault, let's not get it twisted. Like, sometimes to a fault, she can pour into the wrong people, but that's life. You learn from all these things and it betters you and it grows. I had a lovely weekend with 3 of my girls, Chrissy, Marika and Sarah, and we had a full-blown weekend together. And honestly, girl friendships are so amazing. Women really pour into their women friends. If you have a genuine female friend, honestly, she's gonna go toe to toe. Like, she's gonna have your back regardless. Like, she's always gonna make sure you're gonna laugh. She's always gonna make sure she comes through for you. There are so many amazing women that I have in my corner that I absolutely love, and they are all like, every single one of them are so different. Like, you couldn't say Sarah's like Daphne, you couldn't say Daphne's like Glenda, you couldn't say Glenda's like Nikita, you couldn't say Nikita's like Chrissy. Like, all my friends are absolutely amazing and I love them down. And Saki baby, I love you. Now, leading on from female friendships, I had another question that said, how to navigate friendship breakups. And friendship breakups are one of the most painful things you can actually go through, because like I said, women really, really pour into their female friendships, like their sisterhood. We go all out, and that is why when we fall out hard, because women actually go above and beyond for each other. And I think sometimes female friendship breakups are worse than relationship breakups. I have a fault where I literally just ignore people. Of course, like, not ignore like I'll see and ignore you, but I remove you from my brain. Like, you won't hear from me, like, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. And I'm trying to change, especially when it comes to friendships that like I said, are so dear to my heart. But sometimes when there is discourse in a friendship, what I tend to do is I kind of leave people to it. I'm always open for a conversation. If you want to have one, if you just want to move on, we can do that as well. Like, no qualms. Like, I'm very, very easygoing in the same breath. It also reminds you, like, why would I settle? Like, I have friends that if I'm feeling down or I'm going through a thing, like, they will rock up to my house. They will rock up to my house. No invite needed. They are there. Every birthday or an occasion, like for instance Mother's Day, I get flowers, or it's a text like, how you doing? Or just like, I've had friends that have randomly sent me money. Like, maybe I've asked them for money before and it's never been an issue to pay them back, because they know, like, it's not just a monetary thing that we have. Like, we are genuine friends, and I know my money's my money. No, my money's your money's my money, especially when in times of need. But what I would say is, give each other space, honey. Give each other space. Let everybody dwell and reflect on why the friendship broke down. And that's the most important thing. Everybody needs to hold themselves accountable before we start pointing fingers about what the other person could have done. What could you have done? Oh, my ears itch. What could you have done? What could you have done in that situation to make it better, or not to escalate it, or to resolve it quicker? We're so quick to hold people's feet to the fire, but we need to be able to say, what did I do? And also your detachment styles, because I'm an avoidant. So like I said, I'm pretty easygoing in that sense. Like, I can drop things really, really quickly. Like, I try not to always make myself, unless I'm actually wronged. Let's not get twisted. If I'm not as wronged, I can remove myself from the situation and be like, okay, cool, I understand where that person's coming from. Unless it's a continuous thing where this person continuously keeps wronging you, that's completely different. That is warranted. You can drop that person out. No conversation needed, no closure, just move on. Whoever you need to speak to about it, speak to about it. And it's not really gossiping. I see it as venting, especially if you have mutual friends that understand where you may be coming from or can give you a different perspective, because that's always important. Have friends that can give you a different perspective and not always be your yes man, because yes, you might have been wronged, but maybe you didn't handle the situation right. Give each other space. In due course, if you guys do want to talk it out, do that. Always try and aim to be the bigger person. Sometimes aim to be the bigger person. Sometimes it might help a situation. Some people are very hard-headed, and depending on the situation, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna I put my pride and ego to the side, and I'm gonna contact your ass. And if you dare talk to me at the side of your neck, this is the last you're gonna hear from me. Majority of the time, if it's a genuine friendship, you will be able to hash it out. And once you do hash it out, also give it time for the new boundaries that you have in place to be set in stone. Don't try and always go back to what it was, because sometimes that's why your relationship broke down, your friendship broke down. Try and implement your new boundaries and stick to it, and try and navigate that as well, because you might have been giving your friend your all and they were always takers and not givers. And maybe now you don't want to give anymore. And that's perfectly, you're well in your right to do so. So if that's now a new boundary that you're coming to put in place, make sure you kind of communicate that, or stand on business. That this is what we're doing from now on. You used to always come to me for this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not. But I can still love you, but I'm just not giving you that part of me. So yeah, that's what I would say about navigating friendship breakups. Hopefully you can hear me. I had to turn on the heater because I got a bit cold. So a lot of my questions were actually around female friendship or friendship in general. So another question I got was, would you be friends with a runs girl? Now, from what my understanding is a runs girl is a girl that solely goes out and dates men for money. Or am I mistaken? I feel like that's what a runs girl is. And I know runs girl is a very Nigerian term. So I want you to know a Nigerian term. Because in Ghana, I don't think we have a term for runs girl. I don't think we have a term for runs girl. They try and make slay queen a thing in a negative way, but I don't know if that equates to what a runs girl is. Please let me know in the comments. So in essence, a runs girl is somebody that dates men for money or sleeps with them for money. I mean, if you sleep in with a man for money, make sure I get some too. No, that sounds mad. That does sound mad. Economy's tight, girls. Like, please, let's not pass judgment on who the girls are sleeping with and why they're sleeping with these people. I know it's easy. Obviously, like, runs girls, unless she's actually my friend, that's completely different. If it's just an acquaintance, anyway, it just said, would you be friends? So, if I had an actual friend that started becoming a runs girl, I can't lie, like, if you gonna sell front, make sure you're doing it with a purpose, not just for bags and shoes. Obviously, the reason why I say get me a bag is because in the grand scheme of things, I want to assume you're aiming for more. Like you're doing runs because, I don't know, you're trying to get a deposit for a house. Like, you're sleeping with different people to gain your deposit for your house, or, you know, a car or something, like a shop or something. Because again, runs is a very Nigerian, African thing, so I think that's why I'm saying these things. In the UK, runs girl, the boys here are tight, so I don't know if it's gonna work. And here they won't even call it runs, they'll call it straight up prostitution. Okay, so if I had a friend that was becoming a runs girl, I'd have to sit her down and be like, hun, especially if she's openly telling me, like, listen, I've met this man and obviously he's giving me money for this, and I met this other man and he's giving me money for this. I think what I would say to my friend is, babe, make sure this is not a long-term goal. Make sure you're doing this for a short-term period and you're trying to rack up as much as you can, because, you know, like, you understand, you hit your lick and you have to bust out. And I know this sounds like bad advice because I'm a Christian, so please, like I said, let's not pass judgment on what women decide to do with their bodies, even as a Christian. If this wasn't my friend and I just met this person, and along the lines we've developed a friendship, and I've just met this person and they're already doing runs, what's my own? What's my own? And I can only tell her the same thing that I would actually tell my genuine friend, that, listen, babe, this can't be a long-term thing. You can't be known as a runs girl. Like, hit your lick and bust out, or find that main. Back in the day, do people still call men boobs? Because back in the day, that was a big word, boobs. Like, you were boobsing man. Is that still a thing? Listen, babe, I come from a different time. But girl, get in and get out. And I know we also don't want to associate ourselves with these type of people, because obviously birds of a feather flock together. And when I was younger, I did not believe in that term at all. But as I've gotten older, I understand why I may be perceived in a certain way because I am friends with this type of person. But if you know me, you know me. And if you know them, you know them. And you can't hold my feet to the fire because this is what somebody else is doing with their body. But I understand how that may look. So yeah, I might have to tell my friend, like, I can't lie, you can go and do that. And my thing is, let me circle back really quickly. You're allowed to have friends for different things. I want to say that, and I'm making that a point. You are allowed to have friends for different things. You can have your friends that you go to the club with. You can have your friends that you go to church with. You have your friends that you might meet up once in a while to go dinner with for a catch up. You might have your friend that you go for walks with. You might have your friend that you go, I don't know. You can have friends for different things. You can't make one friend everything. So if one of your friends wants to be a runs girl, hun, that's your business. To be honest, yes, that's what I'm going to say. That's your business. Okay, if you're gonna be a runs girl, make sure at least when I come to Ghana or Nigeria, I'm situated at a table in the club. Like, I know we all want to have, all our friends are like high of self-worth and this, that, and other. Not everybody that does runs, in my opinion, I would like to think, has insecurity issues. Maybe they just know is currency, as well as using my head. I'm hoping this is what I'm gonna try and do with it as well for the meantime, because a girl gotta eat. It's a tricky one, Sha, because like, what's my own in the same breath? Like, if she wants to run, she can run. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Sorry. Actually, I'm gonna say I would have to actually distance myself from the runs person, because I'm actually trying to be a better steward than Christ. But it's like, Jesus had Mary Magdalene, and Mary Magdalene started off like that, but when she realized that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, she gave it up. So maybe eventually my friend might see like, oh, my friend Jane doesn't support this, like, on Penkwasi Asem. So you know what? I actually value Jane, and I can see the way Jane handles herself. So I'm gonna assume. So we're open to allowing people to change. Okay, she might want to be this today, and I might be friends with her. Tomorrow she might be like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. I want a different way to make some money or have a sustainable life. So that's what I'm gonna say. Yeah. Was, how do you best support your content creator friends when you aren't the social media type? I know there's always so much talk about whether it's content creation or business or whatever it is somebody may be doing in life. Not everybody's going to support. And I know social media isn't a thing where a lot of people like being on. And I understand not everybody wants to put themselves out there and be online and visible for the world to see. And that's completely fine. But I think if you do have an account, like, comment, subscribe. That's all. Like, in your capacity, that's all you have to do. Especially if you value this person as a friend. All these things don't hurt you. Like, it's not going to take nothing away from your pocket. Double tapping doesn't take... it doesn't even take a second anymore. Even if you don't want to comment, liking, reposting is enough. You don't have to bend yourself backwards and comment on everything and try and find new ways. They do put a fire picture up, some fire emojis, some love struck eyes, that will help. But we don't always need to feel like supporting our friend is a job. And if you feel like you've gotten to that point, you can, honestly, from my opinion, you can stop. I don't want you to feel like you're going out of your way to support me. Like, I would want my friends or people who are supporting their content creator friends to just genuinely support them. So many people, especially on TikTok, are always talking about their friend that's the painting, or their friend that you know would blow on socials, so you're gonna create a fan page for them. Or we all have that one friend that we know would blow on socials but is shy. If your friends are not supporting you in that sense, and I'm going to be really honest, it can be disheartening. You might only have 100 followers on Instagram, for instance. I might have 5,000. And out of your 100, how many have seen my content? Me, for instance, I don't really pay attention to the grid, the feed anymore. I pay so much more attention to Instagram stories, because more time is in real-ish time, and it's not always heavily curated like how Instagram grid posts are. If you were to post your friend's content, repost it on your stories, most likely out of your 100 friends, 50 people will see that. And those 50 people, maybe 20 of those will go and like it. Maybe 10 of those might even put a comment. That's just boosting your friend's engagement. And engagement is also currency in the content creation world. And you want to see your friends doing well. Like, if you were to start a business, you would want your friends to, hype you up and, encourage you, probably give you some ideas, especially if they work in that field or they understand that area. My friend Saki is a business-minded person. So if I was to ever start a business, that's who I'd go to and ask questions, like vendors and this, that, and other. People are failing so hard at being friends nowadays because the world has now, or society has made the world very individualistic. I don't even know if individualistic is a word, but there's a sense of individualism amongst people, and oh, it's too hard for me to do, so I'm not going to do it. Oh, they're asking too much of you. Nobody's asking too much of you. Therefore, we're going to be very, very serious when it comes to content creation. A lot of your friends are not asking much of you. Like, they're actually asking nothing, because majority of your content, that your friends' content days, they're not inviting you to help them. They're not asking you to look for anything. They're doing everything themselves. All they would expect you to do as their friend is just to like, comment, subscribe, or share. That's it. If you're not a social media type and you don't want to comment, like I said, just do a like and a repost. And that's enough, girl. Like, man, how I'm sure. Views on how motherhood is perceived now. Many of you may not know, but I have a son and I've been in the game for a long time. Take this with a pinch of salt. Motherhood is not for everybody, and I knew that from at the beginning of my journey, that motherhood isn't for everybody. No, I'm lying. I knew it wasn't for everybody, but I couldn't grasp why it wouldn't be for everybody. Motherhood is hard. Yes, it's rewarding, don't get me wrong, but on a day-to-day, motherhood is hard. I'm not too sure how I feel about how people speak about motherhood online. I feel like there's a lot of fear-mongering in it, and I understand. I know I just said motherhood is hard because I'm a mother, but there's so many things in life are hard. Like, starting a business is hard, and maintaining it is even harder. But we don't deter people from becoming entrepreneurs. Like, we try and best guide these people or try and build their expectations. But I feel like there's a thing now where motherhood, I don't know how to put it, but all I know is, I think if you want to become a mother, in my best opinion, make sure you have a great support system, because it's not easy to do alone. Like, raising a child, they really say it takes a village, and it really does. Motherhood will teach you that you will be taught. It will humble you, it will test you, it will push you to the brink of insanity. I'm only a mother to one, so this is my first time being a mother, and this is my son's first time being a child. You're very, very conscious about everything you're doing. Like, I always said to people, as I'm growing up, I'm going to be very, very conscious of what I'm doing and what I'm saying to my son, because I don't want my son to go to therapy for me, because of me. And it's hard to not fall into the trap of causing your child trauma, because it's a daily battle. Like, you don't know you don't know what's gonna stick. Motherhood is beautiful, because when momentous things happen, you can look at your child and be like, wow, like, this is my child, or this is someone I partially created. This is somebody I held, in my womb for 9 months. And there's gonna be days you're gonna be like, this little trying not to do motherhood alone. Like, I don't know how I would have done so many years without the support that I have around me. My friends that are single parents and stuff, I try my best to support them as much as I can, because again, it's not easy. Like, your day-to-day, the routine is not easy. But I just want to say, if you do want to have children, just make sure you love on them. Don't always be quick to shun yourself for something that you've done, because like I said, it's your first time doing it, and it's your child's first time understanding or knowing it. Apologize when you need to apologize, where you have to apologize. Put your pride and ego to the side. Give them the best experiences that this world has to offer. So many things that my son has done that I've never done before, and it makes me really proud that I'm able to do these things for him. That's what parenting should be. It's giving your children experiences that you weren't afforded. Motherhood is something that I feel like it's kind of now looked down upon, where, for instance, some people it can be looked down upon. I was gonna say something, but listen, I don't want no one flogging me, please. So I'm gonna keep some things to the group chat, or some things to my friends one-to-one, because y'all ain't gonna drag me on this here internet. It's not gonna be me. Never. Okay. How do you find dating with a child? And I don't find no issues with it. I'll tell you that bloody much. I don't find no issues with dating with a child. And I find it very strange when people don't tell people they have children. I feel like it's line of conversation, especially on like first date or getting to know people basis. Hi, what's your name? How old are you? Where are you from? Okay, are you dating anybody? Are you married? Were you married? Do you have any children? I have no problems. I have no issues with dating with a child. Like, I'm not carrying my child on the date. I'm very, very selective on who I want to date. I was saying it to my friend the other day. A lot of women date for the purpose of marriage, and there's not a lot of casual dating, because you need to know what you like and what you don't like. And I know it's not something that's spoken a lot about in the church. I need to know what I like. Like, you might do this thing and I don't like it, and I don't like it for you either, and I don't like it for me, so I'm not doing it. And I don't hide my child from anybody. If you want to get to know me, you know I have, like, you know what comes with it. Like, I might not be able to go here today because I'm with my child, and if that's not something you're willing to understand, hun, on your bike. Like, come on. I may have had a child before I got with you, but my life isn't going to stop because I have a child before I got with you. Like, I still got things to do, honey. Like, we got to keep the ball rolling. If you ain't trying to get on this journey, we're not trying to progress. Step back. Nobody's got your time. I promise you never. So yeah, I have no issues with dating with a child, and I don't think anybody should. Everybody has preferences. If you don't want to date somebody with a child, that's completely fine. But I'm 30 plus, and most people are going to come with kids. Now, the amount of kids, that's different. If you feel like you got the pocket for it, you can, handle 3 or 4, hun, do your thing. But if you think it's something you can't do, don't do it. Don't come and ruin somebody's life or their child's life because it's something you don't think you can take on. And this is for men. Because women will wholeheartedly, majority of women will accept children. Because like I said, I'm talking about women. I'm not talking about young ladies. I'm talking about women. Anybody below 30, I don't think you should be accepting anybody with children. And I know that's bright coming from me. I don't think any young babe should be accepting anybody with kids. I think it's best to enjoy your life. Unless you're literally dating for marriage and that person you've come across does have a kid or two and their situation isn't as chaotic, that's completely fine. Do your thing. Yeah, I have no issues with dating with a child. I'm very, very selective with the people that I meet my child. Apart from my son's father, I've only had one person that's met my child. Nobody else meets my child. Like, you have to be very, very protective, and that's why my child is not on the internet. You have to be very protective of who sees your children. You have to be very protective of where your child goes. You have to be very protective of who your child sees. No, let's not do things prematurely and start scattering these kids' brains. And this is what I'm talking about, causing trauma for your kids, because that also is something else. That part is also something else, but that's another story for another day. We're not going to do that one today. What do you think about casual sex? I've gotten to a place where I don't agree with casual sex anymore. I don't think sex should be casual. I think sex is very, very intimate. I only think there should be 2 categories for sex. You're in a serious relationship or you're married. Obviously, I shouldn't tell you if you're in a serious relationship because, again, like I said, I am a Christian, but I know the ways of the world. So, all I'm going to say is I don't agree with casual sex anymore. I'm not even going to go into it too deep. It's a no for me. And I think after you turn a certain age, it's just like, how much more sex can you have? Like, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like, sex doesn't change apart from positions and things you may want to include. Like, come on. But apart from that, hun, go and see a therapist, see a psychiatrist, see somebody. Go on a healing journey. And figure out why you keep doing this to yourself. Honestly, like, I'm not even being funny. There has to be a point where you have to put a hard stop to many things, and I think casual sex is one of those things. It's not long term. No. What would you gain from having this amount of sexual partners? It's not me passing judgment. It's a genuine question. Like, you might need to start exploring: are you a sex addict, or are there things from your past that are haunting you and you haven't dealt with and you haven't healed from? Like, there's so many questions. Big fat no for me. And it says, have you been baptized? Did that change your life in any way? For how long? I have been baptized. Got baptized last year, and leading up to my baptism, I could feel the pull from the Holy Spirit that this is what I needed to do. I was on my journey of becoming closer to Christ and building an actual relationship with God and the Holy Spirit. I knew from praying and how diligently I was seeking God's face that this is something that I now need to do. Being baptized, I think, has really, really changed my life, because I'm not trying to be Jesus. I'm just trying to be Christ-like. And when I say Christ-like, I am trying to, that's where I'm trying to hold my feet to the fire. I'm trying to be more compassionate, empathetic, more kind, more generous, and more loving. And those are all the things that Christ was. I'm not trying to save people from themselves, and I'm not trying to die on the line for the people them, but I want people to see me and be like, okay, she actually is a Christian. Like, she is trying to uphold those Christian values. She is trying to follow Christ. She is trying to have a relationship with God, and genuinely have a relationship with God. Not because she wants, a house, a car, some bags and some shoes. It's because she genuinely wants a relationship with God. In the Bible, it does say, by your fruits, I will know you. And I want those to be the fruits that people know me for. A lot of people have said through the years that I haven't changed. I've always been a really lovely person, and so on and so forth. But I want all of those things to give glory to God. I don't want it to be for my own glory. Like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm a kind person, I'm a lovely person. Okay, now what? Does that bring you closer to God? And that's the funny thing. For a long time, I didn't call myself a Christian. I didn't believe that I behaved or lived like a Christian should. So I didn't call myself a Christian, and that was just me being very, very judgmental on myself. But as I've grown in my faith and I've grown in my relationship with God, I understand that I am not perfect, and the perfect Christian doesn't exist. The only reason why we're Christians is because we're following the most perfect person, and that's Jesus Christ. Like, it's innate in us that we're going to do terrible things. We're going to have situations where we're going to fall short or we're going to backslide. But it's just to know that even in all of this, Jesus still loves us, and God still loves us, and the Holy Spirit is still interceding for us. I don't ever want to give Satan the glory. When somebody does something bad and they'll be like, oh, the devil made me do it. You're giving the devil glory. I hope you know that. Like, you are giving the devil glory. Don't give the devil glory. Don't let the devil think that he's had such a strong hold on you. If you do something bad, pray to God for forgiveness. That the Holy Spirit to help you not to do those things again. Read your Bible, because there's everything that you need in the Bible. And I know the question said, for how long did it change your life? My life has changed forever, honey. I'm going to let you know that. My life has changed forever. Because what God cannot do does not exist. God can do every single thing under the sun, because he's done everything under the sun, and he's going to continue doing things under the sun. Baptism has honestly changed my view and my perception on so much. Coming here today and doing this content is part of that, because if I want God to do a great thing in my life, I need to move. I need to allow God to do these things. And the funny thing is, if I don't do it, God's going to use somebody else, and I want God to use me. Okay, I want people to see my life and be like, God has really done a number on her. Like, Jesus did not play about this babe. God's gonna get all this glory, hun. And I'm gonna make sure you lot know that it's because of God. Like, it's not because of anybody else, it's because of God. How do you level up? Now, the person didn't elaborate. I'm going to assume they meant in life. To level up, you have to do small, continuous things. You have to take pride in your appearance. You have to take pride in your hygiene. You have to take pride in your self-care and your wellness. You have to take pride in what you believe in. You have to have morals. And I know we're living in a lawless society where everybody wants to do what they want to do and don't want nobody to tell them nothing. But honestly, you have to stand on business on everything you actually genuinely believe in. If we're going to take appearance, for example, to level up, get a good toothbrush, get a good toothpaste, get a good mouthwash, floss, whiten your teeth. If you need to get Invisalign to straighten your teeth, if you want to, do that. If you want to, and I'm not saying to close a gap or anything, but you just want straighter teeth, go ahead and do that. For instance, when I was younger, I had a fat gap in my mouth, but mine was really bad because I used to suck my thumb and it just caused my whole teeth to spread. and I got braces in year 5 or 6. Like, I was quite young, and I took them off in like year 9. And I've had Invisalign and retainers since, but I don't always wear them, so my teeth have moved. Dental hygiene is absolutely critical. If you feel like you're sorry, I don't know if I said, but I have a cold, so my voice is all over the place, so excuse my voice. If you feel like your breath stink, go and see a dentist. You might have halitosis, you might have a rotten tooth somewhere. Like, there's so many different reasons as to why your dental hygiene isn't up to par, and do something about it. On your body, skincare, facials. I know some amazing clinics like True Skin Clinic that can do micro needling for you. Go for waxes, intimate areas, armpits, get laser hair removal. There are so many different ways to actually level up, and not just because, especially for my girls, although we're not doing these things for men. Like, let's decenter men. Let's do these things for ourselves. We're not trying to always make ourselves appeasing or appealing to the opposite sex. If you're always doing something to appeal to the opposite sex, I'm telling you, honey, you're failing. Because those people, they're blind. They can see, but they're very blind. You're trying to become a better woman. Read some books. Increase your intellect. You know, pick up a book. Like, nobody wants to pick up a book anymore. Like, I try and read as often as I can, or watch some good documentaries. Increase your vocabulary, increase something. You know, don't always be surface level when you're talking to people. Have other things that you can talk about. And you can only do those things if you watch or read different things, not just reality shows, even though I love a reality show. Exercise, go for walks, go swimming, do Pilates. You know, invest in good gym wear. Get your hair done as often as you can. I try and do my hair every 3 months maybe. Sometimes the back gets really bad, so I need a shape up, so that's maybe why I'll be at the hairdressers, or I might want to go for a whole different cuts, so I'll grow out my hair, get some good makeup, have some boundaries in place. Like, there's so many things that you can do to level up. Believe in something so you can stand for something. Huns, please stop listening to people just spewing their opinions online. Like, everybody has an opinion, and doesn't mean every opinion is fact. Think for yourself. Okay, I'm a Muslim. I'm going to read my Quran. I'm going to pray this amount of days. And this is the life I'm going to live. And I'm going to dress accordingly to how my religion says I should be dressing. Or I'm a Christian. I'm trying to build my relationship with Christ, or be more Christ-like. These are the things that Christ said that we should do, the things that he's implemented, and these are the things I'm going to follow. That is the end of this sit-down video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, comment and subscribe. Make sure you share amongst your people then. I will definitely see you in the next one, and love you lots. Bye. Just my guy, he go bro. It's my guy, he go bro. To my